Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio by Brian Leonard, who is going to be absolutely unbearable for me to have to break this game down, because I'm going to have to listen to Brian talk and talk about how the Cleveland Browns trashed my Pittsburgh Steelers. If you guys have been following us for a while, you know Brian's originally from Cleveland. I'm from Pittsburgh. And that game for you on Sunday, my friend, if you've been watching the baseball playoffs this year, you might have noticed a commercial that's running all the time with the little blue pill. Well, that game last week, the Cleveland Browns beating my Steelers, was the little blue pill for Brian Leonard.
The Steelers are just like former Pittsburgh handicappers. They're going down fast.
Yeah. Brian, I can't defend them. There's nothing I can defend on the Steelers from that game last week. If you look at the statistics, and if I would have told you going into the game that Cleveland would have 8 completions in the game, 8, that's all, 8 completions, would you ever think that they trashed the Steelers?
I would think they probably had a big lead and they're just running the football.
Yeah. 8 completions for over 200 yards. There were guys so wide open in the Steelers secondary on Sunday that I could have got the ball to them. I don't know if I could have threw it that far because they were really open way downfield. But I've never seen a LeBeau defense as bad as they played on Sunday.
And you take a look at Pittsburgh on the season. They've been very disappointing on defense all season. They can't protect the quarterback. Unfortunately, the Steelers have a prideful history, but this team, I saw it earlier. I used Baltimore when they had the short week.
I was with you on that one.
And you could just tell at that point that this Steelers team is just not the same as it was. Even the coach came out this week and talked about it. He says, we're not practicing well. There's something going on here in the locker room. It's a team, we've talked about this in the past, when teams come into a season, they have high expectations, and all of a sudden things don't start working out for them. It's a team you want to fade. To me, this is the biggest game of the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Absolutely. They've got to show up here. If they don't show up here, I want no part of Steelers the rest of the season.
I could just wrap up the video right now because that is it in a nutshell. There's no reason to take the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. On paper, there's no reason at all. But I am going to take the Steelers not because I'm a homer, just because of all the reasons that you said. Being a Monday night game, being on the national spotlight, this team will bring the best they have this week. Now, we're going to find out that the best they have maybe is not enough. And if they lose this game, you're absolutely right. The sell sign is on this team for the rest of the season. And if the season does unravel, I may see something I've never seen in my lifetime, and that would be a Pittsburgh Steelers coach fired. Think about that.
You may see Pittsburgh Steelers fans selling their tickets also. And, you just take a look at that offensive line that hasn't protected Big Ben all season long. J.J. Watt, Clowney may be back this week, and he was terrific in the preseason when he was healthy. They've got a long game here, but they've got to come out and just come together, or their season's over.
It is, and give Houston an even advantage on their side. They played on Thursday last week and don't play on Monday, so they have even more time to prepare for the Steelers. Everything lines up that looks like Houston should be the side that you want to take. I just don't trust Ryan Fitzpatrick in this situation. It will be a hostile crowd in Pittsburgh. You do have a wounded animal in the Pittsburgh Steelers after an embarrassing loss to their second arch rival. It used to be Cleveland, but now it's Cleveland 2.0, the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore, Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Granted,
yeah.
Cleveland hasn't been
they're still, they haven't been relevant for a while, and that's not a shot at you, but there's still a rivalry there.
That's still the biggest game on the schedule for Browns fans.
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is one of those ones where sometimes you just have to hold your nose when you walk to the window and make the bet. But it's one of those ones that we're going to learn more from this game for the future because, as Brian said, and I agree 100%, if the Steelers don't show up on Monday night, this is a team that's probably going to go ahead and mail it in for the rest of the season. And I think the coaching staff will probably be replaced at the end of this year, something that's never happened in Pittsburgh as long as I've been on this earth. I've only seen 3 coaches in my lifetime, Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin, and the first 2 retired, not fired, retired, quit, and that's just the way the Steeler organization is. But if you miss the playoffs 3 years in a row in Pittsburgh, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, being a Browns fan, you see 3 coaches in 3 years.
Yeah, there you go. All right, hey guys, I want to remind you at wagertalk.com, we got a special deal on Tuesdays. I know Tuesday's a slow day, guys, but we got a special. You can pick. We take one of our cappers and we offer a best bet from that capper for $2. That's right, just $2. You can get a best bet from one of our cappers. Guys, it's a great way to introduce yourself to the site or to our cappers. Head over to wagertalk.com on Tuesday to see who that featured $2 capper is. He is Brian Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. Thanks for watching this week. We'll be back next week with more video free picks for you. Have a great week and cash a lot of tickets.